NASCAR driver, Earl Carhart. That one's made up.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. Well, I think remember too, whenever we found the German Scheiser porn. Let's not lie to each other. You're in twerk classes over there. That's
Yeah. That's all it is.
The fitness class.
Working on them TikTok videos you like so much.
Dead face.
Got right in front of you.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. And who wants a shoey? Do you need beer gear but don't know where to find it? Well, the team over at First Sip Brew Box has you covered. From shirts to glassware to snacks and even to hangover cures, First Sip has it all. A big congrats goes over to First Sip as they make their major signing with Amazon. So you can get your subscription box from their website or just check them out on Amazon. Make sure you head over to firstsipbrewbox.com, but just make sure you tell them that the boys sent you. Welcome back. We are back in the Jojitorium. We had a little, trip out the Yellow Bridge. Saw Justin out there, and we are welcoming another guest here to the Jojitorium. So thank you, Ben Steffen.
What's up,
you
guys?
are the co-owner, operator, head brewer of Arboretum Trail.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So just so you know, and if you've been watching us, I don't know if you do. If you don't worry. I got you covered here.
All right.
We are going to have our guests quietly do battle. So the highest rated episode with a guest is going to get an end of the year award.
Nice.
So no pressure, but be really good.
Be really good.
Be
good. What about slightly above average?
You'll beat some people if you do that. I'm
I
sure.
figured,
Like
yeah.
we have people lined up.
Sorry, Bobby Nacho.
he heard you from a distance.
He did.
There's a
He
bat
did.
signal that goes out.
He said, wait, what?
He's like, someone's talking shit. So before we jump into anything, please let everybody know, where can they find you? Where can they find the beer? Where can they buy it? What's going on with the beer?
Yeah, so right now we are almost primarily all in cans. So places like Duffy's, Zoe's on 51, Creekside, obviously. Shout out to them. Tyler always bringing me in. Colonial Beer in the South Hills. Mike's Beer Bar. Definitely shout out to Mike's Beer Bar. Always on tap, always in the fridge with the cans. Hampton Beer Outlet. So, I mean, we have about 15 places that we rotate in and out of. A couple on tap Marinos. Josh always has me out there on tap, and then some cans. So, it's pretty easy to find. Our website will be updated a little bit more this weekend. We just had a reconstruction, so looks a little bit better, a little easier to use.
Cool.
So,
And if you want to find out what's going on Arboretum Trail, you have to do is search them out, Arboretum Trail Brewing Company on Instagram and Facebook, and their website is arboretumtrailbrewing.com. And again, like you said, Duffy's, Beer Dispenser, Marinos, Hampton, Colonial Beer, you guys are all over the place, and it's really good to see you out in the wild, as I like to say.
I always like to get them on drafted Mike's beer.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just close to me, and
Yeah.
it is always on. The last 4 times I've been there,
Yeah.
I've
Mike
had
and-
at least
yeah.
one Arboretum Trail on. So.
Yeah.
Mike and Allie take care of me, so
They're good people.
if they happen to be listening, shout out to them.
Absolutely. And speaking of taking care of people, I got to work for you briefly, which was fun.
So I'm still your boss, so you better be careful.
You better run a tight ship here,
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah.
I like to believe in this realm that I might be the boss. Am I?
Do you let him think that?
I let
Yeah,
him think that.
okay.
It gets a lot of work
It's
done.
cute.
It makes him productive.
It's adorable.
I do get a lot of stuff done. I really do. I'm definitely like a pat me on the head, give me M&Ms if I do good kind of guy. So yeah, okay.
Nice. That's how I train my daughter. So, or potty train my daughter, I should say. Yeah. Is that what we're doing? We're housebreaking you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's at about a 90% success rate.
This is positive.
Yeah, I'm really good. I don't do it in public anymore. It's the only when I'm at home really comfortable, and I don't want to break away from the TV. And
One more bag of Reese pieces, and you'll have it down.
Yeah.
oh, for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, Maddie likey Reese's. Thank you.
Maddie, phone home.
So, thank you again for coming by. And as you can see here, this lovely display of beers that we have. Thank you for bringing these by for us.
Absolutely.
Because if anyone watches this or listens to us, we love beer.
Yep.
So we are in round one. You brought a shit ton of beer. So we put them together. Call it round one beer. So what are we drinking first here, buddy?
We're going to start over here. This is newly canned today. An old favorite, but with a new wrap on it. Shout out to Dak Singletary, the guy who does all my artwork, logo work, and everything artsy. So, just browning around, it is a American brown ale with wildflower honey, harvested from Sunny Rose Ranch out in Jefferson Hills. Chris Vario is my my honey dealer. I don't think
Nice.
I'm the only guest that you will have that has a honey dealer.
That's pretty sick, dude.
Everybody should have one.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
the guest so far that's mentioned.
Yeah,
I think
See,
everyone
that's-
else is like trying to keep it underground, but Ben's making boss moves right now.
Absolutely. I mean, he takes care. I mean, we have I have a saison that's going to make an appearance out at Alter Genius during
nice.
their saison fest. Some black locust honey from
Nice.
his farm. So it's going to be pretty sick.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Back to so this is the honey brown, just browning around.
I like that, man. And it's canned today, so we're getting
Yeah.
that fresh, which
know,
is
it's-
nice.
It's
Yeah.
the good shit.
Almost, straight from the source.
I was ready to say, man, it's right from the cow's teat, as they would say on the farm.
With that murderer's row we got up front there, I am glad I'm off tomorrow.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We are recording on a Thursday. We do have a busy week, but
If my boss is listening, I will be showing up for the first 4 hours tomorrow.
I think it's fair to say that there's no way your boss listens to our podcast. But if they do, hi. Adam doesn't binge drink.
Much doesn't binge drink much.
Yes. So while we sip on this delicious beer, and we'll come back to it, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But what we really want to do is get to know you, get to know Arboretum Trail. But first, we're gonna break that big news.
Yeah.
We're gonna break that big news,
Yeah.
and thank you for allowing us to be the first podcast that. Yeah,
Well, besides the one he's on.
beside the one he's on.
Yeah. No, right.
The one outside of that one. We're the second podcast that gets to break it.
Let's just
Yeah.
put it there. It's all right.
So you are taking over formerly Couch Brewery's
Right.
space.
Right.
So just how excited are you?
If by excited you mean terrified as shit, yeah. No,
yeah.
it's a nervous excitement.
Yeah.
So we are in the infancy of all of this transition. So we just signed our lease. The ink may still be wet on
Yeah.
the paper.
So I can go smudge it still.
Yeah. You can smudge it, and then they'll never find you again.
That's how I can make it happen?
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, I know where I'm going.
No, we put the stamp on it this week, so now we get the fun task of taking our license from one place to another,
Great.
which you would think would be easy.
Just like pick it up and take it.
no,
we all
because
work for different levels
yeah.
of the government. We know.
This is a commonwealth.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to touch it.
Everyone's got to touch it, and everyone's
Yeah.
got to get some money from it. So
Yeah.
let's talk though. Let's go back to the beginning of it all. So how did this come to be? Because there was another brew that's going to go in space, and
Yep.
something happened with them,
Yep.
and it came back to the market. So how did it kind of come back to you?
Yeah, so I don't really know the backstory with what happened, but I guess whatever happened. And Darren, the owner of Couch, was looking for somebody else, and he was asking around. And Adam from 412 dropped my name. Sitting on the couch with my wife, got a message on my phone, and I think I told you this earlier. I looked down at my phone and said, "Who the fuck is Darren Gailey?" And then I realized who it was.
Yeah.
And I think I was like a Friday night at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And by Sunday, we were in the building looking at it and, talking money and, getting contacts for the landlord. Because it is a lease. It's not a full purchase. So, it moved pretty quick once Darren and I kind of hashed out, I wanted to find out. Because I don't know him very well. I was only at Couch maybe twice.
Yeah.
While they were open. So, I wanted to find out, what's up, man? Like, why are you closing?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here? How did it treat you? And I think everything met my expectations of what I wanted to do. So, we're running.
Awesome, man. And one of the cool things too is, craft beer is a collaborative process, and it takes a lot of moving parts. And I see that you're able to put it out there. You're trying to work towards kind of like a crowdfunding thing too, or people.
Yep.
So is that like kind of some people like you can invest in us, or you can, how's that working with the crowdfunding?
So, funny story. The Monday after we looked at that building, I get a message on the Instagram account for Arboretum and Honeycomb Credit. And usually these are like spam messages, and I'm like, oh God, another one.
Be an ambassador for
yeah. So I click on it, and I'm like, all right, who is this? And it was a legit thing. They have an office in East Liberty, I believe. And they said, hey, we're reaching out. We want to see if you have any projects coming up. And I was like, God, is that you?
Yeah. How coincidental.
Yeah. So we started that. Honeycomb is a crowdfunding campaign. They manage it for me. They coach me through it. And basically what it is, they go to the SEC and file for an investor package. So instead of giving out T-shirts and hats and mug clubs, we give out interest. And I'm not sure exactly how much I'm allowed to say on here.
Yeah.
So honeycombcredit.com. You can look at the Arboretum Trail. All the details are in there. There's even a section for Ask the Owners. So if there is a question, either hit me up there or Instagram, message me, Facebook, message me. I'll answer all the questions I can. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to cross over something that, because we don't want you to overstate, and then people are like, I get one of the distillery. Like,
and I checked it out, and I think like those type of questions you can direct to Honeycomb if you look at the Arboretum set up on their site. And I do know that other breweries and other businesses in Pittsburgh I've gone to have used them and had great success.
Yeah.
So.
There have been, I think, 3 or 4 breweries and distilleries that have used this office in Pittsburgh. So
awesome.
And then, I mean, obviously across the state and across the country.
Cool, man.
I've talked to them on a non-serious level at just Beer Fest, and they ask like what level we're at, and they're very inquisitive and very nice people. I've done no business with them yet, but
so they're small business focused, really, which is awesome.
That's their only focus is
okay.
Startups and then expansions. That's kind of their thing. When I say startups, it's not brand new.
Yeah.
Because you really don't have any technical collateral. But somebody like me, just jumping off, doing that expansion, it's perfect fit. So we're trying to get that through.
That's good, man, because sometimes these banks look for something that's going to generate money first year, and they're putting some pretty high expectations. And it's good to know that they understand small business and that small business has more bumps than big business. And, it's all a learning curve, and me and Adam doing this podcast, it's kind of small businessy kind of, and how many bumps have we ran into just doing this?
Yeah, and if you just read through it, like Honeycomb's like not anything like dealing with a bank. Like it's much more beneficial to the business and the investor.
So would you say it's like a bit forgiving?
Not even forgiving. Just
there's
you got to go look, but the interest is better than you'll get on anything through an institution.
There's less red tape. Like
that's cool.
The initial application probably took me 2 hours. And they asked for balance sheets, and they asked for bank statements, which is obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just say, "Oh yeah, I have this money."
So we could all say that, right?
I swear.
So I mean, as long as your books are in order and you don't have anything weird on your credit, it's green light go.
Cool, man. So you talked briefly too about Darren from Couch.
Yep.
Is there any kind of beyond like, hey, how was this place treating you? Or is there going to be any kind of like collaborations with Darren in the future about like the brewing system and kind of like showing you guys what's up? Or
so that's a good question. Darren and I I'm keeping him kind of off to the side right now because he and I said let's get that lease worked out, and I kind of give him some updates and everything of what's going on, and then he and I have a gentleman's agreement of how some other things are going to work. So, and now that's moved into the actual on paper signature type stuff. So that's our next step beyond the PLCB is figuring out transfer of equipment and assets and things like that. So, we are taking everything. I will say that my brew house is coming over from the garage.
Oh, cool.
Because I'm transferring the license, so there's no way I can.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's going to be my next question.
Yeah. So that brew house will be up for grabs technically.
Yeah.
So cool. Any brewers out there looking for a
so you need to buy a bigger house real quick.
Yeah. I don't think that thing's fitting down the the back door. Yeah. But so we're gonna get our 3.5 in there. Double batch into the 7-barrel fermenters.
Nice.
Single batch into our fermenters we have now. If we're hustling, and like my one buddy said, if we're really abusing that bright tank, we can get about 700 barrels out a year.
Oh, nice. Wow, man. That's good yield. That's awesome. And you're going to sell every last drop of every single one of them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's going to be awesome.
And I guess before we move on from that, does that mean a tap room will be coming eventually too? Like you're going to use their their bar space?
I mean, it's cool. He's selling us the bar, the tap system,
the whole thing.
All the I mean, it's literally turnkey. Not quite turnkey, but it's about as turnkey as you can get.
Yeah, without putting your touch on it, I'm sure. There's
I mean, there's some paint going in. There's new tap lines that have to go in, just with change of ownership.
Yeah.
Trying to think, we want to put in something with the flooring. We have an eye on some wood tables, kind of get the the tree theme.
Nice. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Dak's going to do some artwork for us on the walls and stuff.
That's going to be cool. Yeah, because I do like all the can art is so cool to see him put that like on a bigger scale. It's going to be
like
really
he's
sick.
got. I mean, certain beers have all these certain characters on them, and I told him, I said, I think it would be cool to, either actually put it directly on the wall or do some blow ups of those and hang them around.
For sure.
Because it's in a tap room, you don't necessarily always see the cans. So I don't want his artwork to get lost in that shuffle. Yeah. So I'd like, his touch to be there too.
Cool, man. So we were talking about, going into a larger brewery, into a tap room, but you had mentioned before that you were on a small scale. So, you're not going to do that just because you kind of feel like brewing beer. So you have to really love craft beer.
Yeah.
So what kind of jump started you into liking craft beer enough to want to brew it?
That's like a multi-level question. So my uncle and his brothers opened a brewery out in Beaver County about 7 years ago, but they have been home brewing since the late 80s. We lived next door to them. I remember them always talking about it. I didn't get to see the process though, so I never really understood what they were doing. Fast forward to my days with the state, another worker there was like, "Yeah, you can homebrew easy now. You just go online and get a kit." I was like, "That's kind of sick." So I said to my wife, "Wife, birthday present." And she said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, I just want to try it out, see what it is."
I says, "Wife, I said,
"You give me that for my birthday, because I've been a good boy." No, but yeah, and that probably 2 batches in, I was like, this is sick. And I started trying to find every book, John Palmer's How to Brew. Was one of the first ones. Join Trash. This is my OG. Did you know that?
Yeah.
We went to our first trash meeting.
Yeah.
So
the link up was
and look who grew.
Yeah.
We both grew. I just doubled in size, and he I don't know, what's 20 times?
Yeah.
You're
even more.
You're there.
Oh yeah.
You're there.
I'm comfortable where I'm at.
Well, I mean, this is a good segue into kind of what I wanted to announce here. I'm kind of giving you guys a special announcement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't want you to feel bad about the second place. So this is it's kind of fitting that it's here anyway. So my goal was to always want to help other brewers and almost like an incubator. Yeah. I know some other people call it that, so I don't know if there's any copyrights to that, but helping other brewers get their name, get started, because I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm talking directly to you. Distribution only is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, is fucking bullshit.
It's a fucking nightmare. Yeah, you can cuss.
You can cuss as much as you want to.
YouTube ain't monetizing us yet, so they can't pull anything.
We have 12 subscribers, but they all love us.
I mean, if I had to go back, I mean, I'd probably still fucking do it, but it's just, I mean, constant, because not only do you have to sell to the wholesaler, or not to the distributor, but then you have to go in and then try to sell it from the distributor to the customer at no profit for your own. Yeah. So it's just...
You're breaking even.
Well, you're just getting no additional profit off of that.
It's not even that. It's just, I mean... Some days I go and I look at my can inventory and I say, what the fuck am I going to do with all these cans?
Right. Yeah.
And it's just constant emails, constant calls, and just so it's fun, but at the same time, it's a hustle, man.
Yeah.
There's no off days. I don't think I've taken one full day off in 2 years.
Oh, jeez, man.
So I'll take little bits and pieces here and there, but I mean, maybe Christmas, but I think I dry hopped on Christmas.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's always something. But so anyway, so I want to do an incubator program, and I would like Bash Brew to be the guinea pig.
Yeah. We're in. I don't even care what the date is.
Yeah. So
Awesome,
I mean,
man.
once we get kind of our feet on the ground and get going, we'll talk about what that looks like.
Yeah.
And,
let me know for sure. I know how to get to your new place now.
Yeah,
I've been there a few times.
I think you've been there a few times.
I know where the walk-ins are and everything, so I can help.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
But yeah, I'd love to.
So with the addition of a new piece of machinery that should be coming pretty quick in when we get there, getting beers out will be a lot faster.
Yeah.
So, and then if we have to, we'll just take the home brewers away and just use Voss and fucking ferment everything in 3 days. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, just having you on was, what we really wanted, and to, I don't know. It's like a dream come true to actually hear that's.
Yeah, it is. For me, you're not even invited.
Well, God damn it.
Decaying with the boy.
Oh, we didn't tell you? You've been replaced.
Jesus, you're on the fucking Unfueled show, then you're coming here and taking this
Actually,
too.
you'd be really good at. You'd be good there. They have a big sink. You can clean all kinds of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You
I have
need me.
I have like 15 sinks there. It's weird.
That's right.
So some of the layout is. I looked around and I think I asked Darren at one point. I was like, "Why do you have all these sinks?" And he kind of looked at me and just.
It just like,
Okay.
was like, oh,
That's cool. I mean, I just wondered. So, but yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we have a lot of work to do. There's a considerable amount of cleanup, and then obviously when you go into a space, you want to make it your own.
Yeah.
Right.
So, without trying to lose the couch vibe, we still want to make it Arboretum Trail, not like Couch 2.0.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's.
And Couch's vibe was strong, so it's going to take some work to get that.
Which is fine. I mean,
it was a good vibe, but it was theirs. You have your vision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the good thing though that couch vibe had was the people who frequent the establishment. They love craft beer, and they love the atmosphere, and I know it's something that you also enjoy. So, like having that and then putting your flavor on it's going to be awesome.
That's exactly where we're at. And I always like their motto to drink comfortably.
Yes.
And I think, in our present state of the way everything is, I want everybody to come in, they walk in the door, and even if I haven't seen you, hey man, good to see you, come on up. Hey, thanks guys for coming in. That vibe of like, oh, I've never been here, but they act like they've seen me 10 times.
Right.
So, and that's, we want to keep that.
For sure. Yeah. Good, man.
Instead of drink comfortably, it can be Arboretum Trail. Access for a beer.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I'm sorry, you lost me on that.
Access
for a beer.
Tree thing.
I got it. Yeah. I got it.
We also do production, PR. So like it's
we're really bad at that part.
I have a weird thing. Like in one of the garages, once some things get cleared out, I kind of want to put an axe throwing little lane in there because I wouldn't have to bring beer in.
Right.
And the license is already there. I don't know what the insurance is on that.
It's got to be like
I mean, your coverage has to be at least $5 million.
Easy.
So, I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to pay, $1,800 a month in insurance.
I was going to say, there's guys like me who drink way too much and decide to throw axes, so it's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, but it'd be cool.
Get a waiver program started.
Yeah. There you go. Sign.
Sign here. Get your official Arboretum Trail flannel.
Yeah. That's awesome. That'd be really fun. And tying it all together, and that could be like a mini tap room. That's awesome, dude.
So a lot of ideas, but first is to actually open.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's good. It's good to have ambition though, like to have other things in the brain, like just making the soup, man.
That's where my mindset's always been, especially with this, is that, once something is locked in, okay, I'm on to the next, on to the next. So I'm constantly trying to stay 3 or 4 moves ahead. Constantly trying to keep us, I don't want to sit and get comfortable and think, okay, well, now what are we going to do? No, it's always on. So,
right.
And that's what you'll see with Arboretum Trail. It's move slow to move fast, but we're getting it done.
Was it smooth as fast, fast as smooth, that kind of thing? Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
So, you're going to be producing a ton of beer now.
Yep.
Out of this place. So, what are you going to take from what you learned on the smaller scale and bring that into the bigger scale? Like, is there something that you know is going to foster in like an easy transition, or something that's going to just add to your effort?
I think it's going to be, so the way we're going to have to do it, the way I'm going to have to brew is, I mean, the big barrels, it's double batching. So just not forgetting that each batch is its own beer, but it all comes together in a blend. So just understanding that concept, because we're not brewing 7-barrel batches, we're brewing 2 3.5-barrel batches, or then the single, 3.5-barrel batches. So it I think the mindset there is different, but the techniques aren't really going to change too much as we get started, and then we improve upon those, obviously. But
right.
It's just kind of scheduling out that assembly line. Like, is this one's finishing up, get the next one started, so you're not here for 13 hours.
Right. Yeah, and that's the first couple, I imagine, are going to be fucking horrible days.
Yeah.
But
till you get used to the process.
You got to get used to it, and figuring out double batching IPAs with an hour-and-a-half whirlpool, because there's different temperatures and different. So it's finding how we can produce those same results, but more efficiently.
Yeah. So when you're talking about successes and failures in brewing, and it's the question I like to ask anyone who sits in that chair, your level of success is only that much sweeter by your level of failure. So can you like talk about one of the times that you thought you were working on something spectacular and ended up being kind of a monumental failure, or a failure in general?
It's Session IPA, and it should have never left the door.
Yeah.
And it did. And about 3 weeks after it was on shelves, I said, it's just something's not right. And another brewer tasted it. He said, that shit's infected.
Oh, man.
And I had to go to every store and pull it off, and I had to release a statement about that. And, you think, well, that was really fucking stupid. You should have listened to yourself.
Yeah.
And I didn't. So now every batch gets about 5 different quality control tests.
Okay.
So
when you say the quality control test, like what are you doing now in comparison to what you were doing before?
More sampling, more visual tests, more, exercising the pH meter a lot more.
Okay.
Just make sure we're hitting levels. Better cleaning. We got upscaled our chemicals. So instead of using just a lot of homebrew chemicals, now we have like big boy, real deal chemicals.
Nice.
So it changed the process of how we cleaned our tanks, because we think that's where it got picked up.
Okay.
So we think it happened in the carb stone.
Nice.
So just making sure that we're being more vigilant on that end. Yeah.
That's all. I mean, there's always that element of self-doubt. Like, I think all my beers, there's something wrong with until I put them on and drink them for a couple of days. Right. I'm like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
It was all in your head. But for you to go through that, come over it, and then see that it wasn't good on the other side, and go pull it all and make a statement about it. So it's being a huge person of you to do that. Can I do a flip side of that question?
Yeah, sure.
So through home brewing, through brewing at your house at a pro level, and what you're about to do, what's your proudest moment? Like, what's your biggest success do you consider off of all those levels?
Next one I do. I mean, it's
still to come.
No, it's just every step. Okay, I did that. That's great.
Right.
We're on. But I mean,
you're not taking too many moments to breathe or bathe in your bathe in your success.
And that's where my mindset is that it, you stand and you want to pat yourself on the back. Well, 5 people just passed you up, and you just lost out on something you could have done. Or you could have done this and you didn't, because you were standing around telling yourself how great you were. Fuck yesterday. Today's today, and tomorrow's going to come whether you want it to or not. So, giddy up.
That's why I hired this guy. He cleans and pats my back.
I do, and I do.
Nice.
I do both above average. Cleaning, I think I'm better at complimenting you.
You're average on back patting.
Yeah.
You clean like a motherfucker.
I know in my.
Do you give those awkward back pats like?
I do the one where I'm like, oh, I gotta do. I do it real quick. I'm like, good job, and then I go back to doing my actual job. And then when he gave me my yearly eval, he was like, your back patting is shit.
It's rushed.
You need to exactly.
There's not enough passion.
Your technique is weak.
Well, here, let me pat your back real quick. Your stage presence here and then like at cookie table, best ever.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I almost missed you.
Yeah.
Good thing I had other helpers.
Right. Well, I mean, he was pulling people in because I was kind of stuck in between two heavy hitters. So like we had like this fork in the road that like people were, Abomination and then Aslan. And like here we are, but then here's him. He's out there fishing for people, reeling them in.
He's a good carnival barker and good on the podcast. But yeah. We've succeeded at especially oh darn it, homebrew and chill outdoors.
Yeah. Oh,
you're really good outdoors.
I can be loud.
Yeah.
It's I don't get to be loud very often, so whenever I get to be loud, it's so much fun. And the fishing is like that's my go-to move.
Cookie table. Me and you were like little fishes in the big ponds because I had Cellarworks and Aslan. Aslan was between us.
But the cool thing though, and I said this before, one of the cool things was you went somewhere and the dude from Aslan went somewhere, and it ended up being it was all Bash Brew running on these tables.
The poor guy from Aslan was doing both sessions without a bathroom.
Yeah.
break. So he was like, do you guys mind manning my tap? I was like, yeah, I can't screw it up too bad. I got you.
So somebody came up at one point. It was just some random guy. And he goes, is this like all you? And without a hesitation, Adam and I looked at it and went, yep.
Yeah, we own all
Everything's ours.
Yeah, this is all ours, but this is our company, and these are all of our affiliates.
For the next 5 minutes, yes.
Yes. and then Matt from Aslan came back. He's like, how'd you do? I was like, I think we did okay.
Good, sir. Pat me on the back.
Can I have a sticker, please? Thank you. So last question before we move on to something a little different here.
Yeah.
So new space brings new equipment, which may bring new styles. Is there anything that you want to experiment with when you're in the new space?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to do lagers.
Okay.
We're definitely going to do more sours. I'm not a sour drinker, but I made my first one with 412 for Cookie Table, and I like the process. I like it's different. Like you're getting flavors from puree and messing around and leaving it on overnight. Like so, there's that odd unknown when you walk in to see how it's doing. But I think we're gonna do some more of that stuff. It's probably gonna be kept mostly in house, if not all in house. Easier to regulate temperatures and everything.
Cool.
So it's it's exciting. I may or may not have already ordered bale racks and barrels.
There's definitely room for them there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's tons of room, and I'm just excited to see what you guys do next. You have a great mind for beer, and clearly you're hungry for it. So I'm excited to see what you guys do. And also to go back to this beer briefly. This was what was the name again? We went to
just Brownin.
Just Brownin. Classic brown, enough sweetness with the honey. It's just perfect, man.
This was actually my first developed recipe as a home brewer.
Yeah,
so, nice.
And you brought it over to
it had to come over. I think brown ale especially is underrepresented in craft beer in general.
Absolutely.
And I think if you can make a good one, it should be on quite often. So that will be a mainstay.
I'm really happy that you're saying that because you're right. I'm a sucker for a good brown ale, and if it's good, I'll never stop drinking it. So
it had that brown color you expect. It had the nice chocolatey caramel notes, and then the honey makes it it makes it more interesting than your common brown.
Yeah.
So gives it another wrinkle that I think everybody should go out and grab. And what's the ABV coming in on that one?
5.6.
So it's totally drinkable.
Easy drinker.
A nice day drinker.
And it's light enough too, where I can have that in the springtime too. Like it's not something that's too heavy that I can't have it in the summertime. It's an all season beer.
Yeah,
we have a pumped up version. It actually happened by accident.
That's always my favorite one.
It got cranked up to I think it was 8.1. When I was still a home brewer, so we called that a downtown honey brown.
I like that,
and that'll probably make an appearance at some point.
Awesome, cool, man. Yeah, I'll be first in line for that one. Brown.
Yeah.
So this if you listen to us at all, or anyone's told you about us before you came on. We are a combat sports podcast. We do a lot of wrestling. So you're entering our lightning round. So we're gonna fire some questions at you, and it's the first thing that comes to your brain, man.
This is dangerous. You know that, right?
Listen, I'm not asking you name the top 3 OnlyFans that you subscribe to. You almost said it, but so Adam's going to go first. I'm going to go second. We're going to go back and forth. We're out of questions, and you're out of brain cells. Are you ready?
All right,
Adam.
I'm out of brain cells. Oh, no good.
We win.
So, who's your favorite pro wrestler of all time?
All time, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go.
What's your favorite finisher of all time?
Was it the Tombstone? The
Undertaker? Yeah.
Favorite match of all time?
I honestly didn't watch that much. The one I remember the most is probably the Mankind, where he split his face open.
The Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. That's the one I vividly remember watching.
Yes.
When I was, I don't even know. I might have been like 17 at that point. 18.
Oh yeah. Most hated wrestler of all time.
Jeez. What was his name? Val Venus. God.
Was it before or after he got censored?
What's that?
Was it before or after he got censored? Do you remember?
Before I don't remember him getting censored. I still remember the towel days and hello, ladies.
That's the before.
So that's the before. So he went through this to break away from the lightning. I'm fucking it up, but he did this thing where he had a terribly racist line with Michinoku, right? Choppy, yo, pee-pee. It was terribly racist. And then after that, they had to rebrand him, and he became part of this group where they were trying to censor.
They were making fun of the parents' censorship council and Tipper Gore. And
so much fun. But yeah, I love original Val Venus myself. Adam, 5.
What is the
5.
next question? Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to read that. You rewrote it.
Oh.
Is it what was your favorite brand?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you watch the most during the Attitude Era? WWF, WCW, or ECW?
WWF.
Okay. Yeah.
I was
almost
reworded
that. I think it was favorite pay-per-view before.
I think something I might have accidentally touched something and it got erased.
You always say it's an accident.
It's a happy accident, Bob Ross.
You got the last one there, Lightning Boy.
Yeah, I'm Lightning. So if you could drink,
flashy.
I am.
Yeah.
If you could drink a beer with any wrestling persona ever, who is it, and what would you drink with them?
Jesus. Probably. That's a tough. Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Something light and trashy.
American Light or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, even lower. Hams isn't lower. I don't know. Bush.
super low.
Yeah,
it's light and trashy, just like all his ex-wives.
Right.
All of them.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh, puppies.
That dude killed me. Oh my God.
So we are going to go into a break. Before we do, just so you guys know, I'm still dropping ads for all my friends over on Twitter. So this commercial is coming from Talking Smack. So our friends over there at Talking Smack bringing hilarious conversations about movies, music, comic books, pop culture, and much more. So join Josh and a cast of co-hosts while they discover, sort, and give you the best and sometimes worst parts of nerdom. And we're going to drop some sponsors in here. So if you support our sponsors, you support us. And when you support us, we're bringing you some pretty cool stuff, like talking to Ben Steffen from Arboretum Trail. So we'll see you on the other side.
Do you love comics, movies, video games, and more? We do too. Come tune in to Josh and our cast of colorful co-hosts on Talking Smack. Available on all your favorite podcasting platforms.
Nice ink, Adam.
Yeah, I got your name on my ass.
I was talking about your forearm, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been taking care of it.
Yeah, it looks great, man. What are you using?
I'm using Lucky 13's Tattoo Cleanser and Healing Ointment. This ointment is incredibly fresh and invigorating. It effectively removes all surface oils and dirt while not dehydrating your new tattoo.
Dude, I actually got some of Lucky 13's Tattoo Balm. It's all natural, not oily, and applies easily. The balm improved my color and definition, and the vibrance on this ink makes it look like it's brand new.
Oh yeah, man. I found their products after taking their online quiz, and it pointed me in the right direction.
Hey, guess what? And right now, if you use our promo code MATA193529, you can save 25% on your entire order from their site.
From the first line of your tattoo to the first year of your tattoo and beyond, Lucky 13 has you covered to keep that ink looking fresh.
Welcome back. Hopefully you heard something that you like, because, again, when you support our sponsors, you support us. And when you support us, we're bringing some pretty cool stuff, like talking to Ben Steffen from Arboretum Trail. And don't forget about Talking Smack. So we are in round 2, and we are blessed with the presence of the Arboretum Trail head brewer.
That's really high.
It is, because look how many fucking beers you brought us.
Well, I didn't know which ones to bring, so I just brought one of everything.
He's winning that. He's winning that contest.
That contest is being. So, pick from your armada of beer for us to have one next year.
Today's Thursday, right?
Today's
Thursday. We're recording on a Thursday, so hashtag TIPA Thursday.
It is TIPA.
Hashtag.
So here it is.
Yeah.
Beyond Pluto, and the camera can see it there.
Yeah.
It is a triple IPA. It is 10%, and It does not taste like it, at least to me.
See, now that's why I like them sneakies. They sneakies. So speaking of fueled by hops and everything, we kind of made some brief mentions to it, but you're on another podcast.
Yeah.
The Unfueled Show.
The Unfueled Show.
Yeah.
So Ryan and Nick decided that they wanted to have kind of a counterbalance, and the best way to do that is to get on, the interwebs and talk shit on each other. So, we talk a little sport, we talk a little beer, kind of throw in a lot of shit talking. So, but yeah, it's fun. We're not opposed to having some guests on there. So that might happen.
You know what? You're making eye contact with me. If you want to bring me on,
it could be exciting.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I get a little loose sometimes.
He gets stuff pulled off YouTube all the time.
Well, we do edit. The show goes from like an hour and 20 minutes down to like 40 some days. But
I'll say
we're getting there.
The first interview we ever had, we had a third mic and we were on there and we did so terribly. And we were just bad to the host that she had to pull it down. So I'm better now. I went and got in touch with my inner self, and I'm a better person now.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
So you're talking about talking shit on your podcast, and we like to talk shit here on this podcast. But first, we got to get some ammo. So I threw it out to the social media for a little bit of a smackdown, and this was a special Super Bowl Sunday-sized social media smackdown. So I asked everybody, during the big game, America's big game, big burly men smashing each other, what the fuck are you guys drinking? Wow. Yeah, I really want to get people saucy for it. Yeah. So what were you guys drinking? And we got some responses here. Coors, Harpoon, Modern Times, Tattered Flag, Founders, Bud Light, Hams. And I know, I was drinking some good stuff. And I know I saw some pictures from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I had a kill shot that I for some reason forgot to post it. Well, I know why I forgot to post it.
Yeah.
I had
so
beers.
Do you have anything that was like a standout?
I think I sent Hams in, but I didn't just stop at Hams.
No,
yeah.
I know you wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I had some Hams.
Okay.
And friends of ours, Alan and Elise, brought some nice stuff from the brewery in Las Vegas. I want to say, or maybe California. They got it from a friend in Las Vegas.
Nice.
And some Imperial, which is my favorite.
Yeah.
I subbed in some heavies along with my Hams.
Nice.
And I had some Topo Chico seltzers too.
Those things are so good.
What is it? I'm not.
Topo Chico, like the
they made just seltzer water, and it was like super carbonated Mexican seltzer water.
Really
Now
good.
they just started making hard seltzer like a month ago. At least.
So do they use Mexican water?
No, there's no Montezuma's Revenge.
I can definitely attest. No.
Yeah, okay. I had a few the one night and I drove home comfortably. What about you? Anything?
We actually wife and I cracked a Aslan Alexandria, so stout with peanut butter, banana, and Tanzanian vanilla, I believe.
Nice,
if I remember. It was different. Banana and peanut butter and beer is. Yeah, it's different. It wasn't bad.
Well,
it was just
Aslan always staying in that comfort zone, never doing anything.
Yeah, never pushing the limit at all.
They never swing a fence. Nothing, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Take a risk.
It's kind of like another brewer that's really close, but it's not me. Yeah. Hey, what's this? Fuck it, throw it in the beer.
I got a plain Jane Red Ale in the front right now. That's it.
We're taking it back to the simple building blocks. We're gonna blow people's minds.
Yeah.
Just you wait and see. So
what about you, host?
Oh gosh, man. I do have a steady flow of Pabst Blue Ribbon in my fridge. So I start out real light with that just to get myself rolling, and then I move on to I just balls out. Yeah. And I'll start drinking some Imperial. So I actually had a crushed. I have two, so I split one wax out and I had a crushed, which was delicious. And then I had an Aslan, had Velocirabbit at one point, and then I don't know, man. I think that was really about it. And
you fell asleep.
I did. Dude, I almost fell asleep during the fourth quarter because I was old. And
you made it to that. I thought like 50 dropped from the ceiling, and then you dropped.
Close. I mean, it was pretty close to that. No, but I had some good beers, and I restocked my fridge. So I actually have some really good beers, but nothing to drink them for. But I'll find a reason. It's Thursday. or whatever.
I slammed a beer almost every time a new artist started in the halftime show. I was so excited. And the game was still, I mean, the whole game was pretty good, but the halftime show was like my childhood.
Yeah, man. It was.
I'm finally old enough that my people are on the halftime show.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying like people under 30 were like, who are these people? And people over 50 were like, this is crap. And then all of us were like, yeah, man.
Nobody under 50 looked at any of them and said, who are these people? If you did, you live under a rock.
Yeah.
Or you're like on a Amish farm somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot tell me you don't know who Dr. Dre and Snoop are.
Yeah. When they broke into California Love, I was, oh, man.
Yeah.
Ask my mom.
Well, yeah. I mean, I said over 50, so.
Yeah, she's like 100 or something. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. She doesn't watch this. I can talk all the shit I want to my mom. She's a sweet lady, but she don't give a shit about that. So we are a combat sports podcast, and there was a historic UFC card, UFC 271. We saw some title matches come together with amazing decisions, and the end of a rivalry, maybe a birth of a new one, and a shoey at the end. Yeah. So let's briefly review here. We got some pretty cool highlights here. I want to go right to a middleweight match here. Jared Cannonier going against Derek Brunson. This is supposed to be a much closer match than it ended up being here. Jared decided to bring his elbows to the match roughly near the end of the second round here. He earned a KO, and I think he earned himself a title shot.
He was sending those elbows priority mail to Brunson's face. Yes. And that match ended brutally.
Yeah. And it's amazing. Brunson kept signing for him.
Yeah.
He would not.
It was next day delivery. He was like overnighting them. Boom. Yeah. He was paying extra.
I thought Brunson had a better ground defense than that, and he just couldn't find.
I think he was rocked.
Yeah, so he was foggy.
Yeah, I mean, when he went down, you didn't really see much of an attempt to guard his grill. So, and then that's Kenny was just like, this is it.
Yeah,
I'm taking it downtown. But that's gonna earn Jared a nice little title shot. We'll talk about it here in a little bit here. But we're gonna go on to another knockout that occurred here with Tai Tuivasa defeating the Beast Derek Lewis via KO in the second round, about 1:40 in. Are you familiar with Derek Lewis?
So Derek Lewis is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Derek Lewis is just an ugly fighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the most adoring way because I love watching him fight. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he is either going to knock somebody's head off or get gassed and get his teeth knocked out. Mm-hmm. And the last 4 fights, correct me if I'm wrong, have been the latter.
Yes.
So I think the reign of Derek Lewis, unless he gets much better cardio, is probably on the way down.
It's a possibility because I think now people are realizing if you kind of circle a little bit and kind of play the long game.
You literally can...
Some people, not Tai Tuivasa.
No.
Because he just ate some shots and then gassed him out. He had the...
if you have a steel chin, you can...
Yeah, he had the Homer Simpson approach. Like, let the guy punch himself out and then knock him out.
Yeah. We did get to see the very rare knee from Derek Lewis. He did
which
throw it. Yes. Tai Tuivasa ate that thing and kept moving forward. Yeah. So, you got to give Tuivasa a lot of credit here. Yeah. And then when it came down to it, you could just tell Tuivasa's gas tank was better, his chin was better, and I think his striking was better. It was more concise, more precise, and that just works out. And then he gets to have a shoey with everybody in the crowd. Something I made fun of whenever we were doing predictions, and now I got to eat my words because I think Tai Tuivasa could probably eat my lunch, and I
might be a Bet's a deal idea.
Oh, taking a shoey? Oh, yeah. God.
Anyway.
Like, take a shoey out of, your shoe?
Or the loser takes a shoey out of the winner's shoe.
Oh, I don't want to lose. I'm not a germaphobe by any stretch of the means, but
my feet are nasty, dude.
Mine are, too. Yeah, I got some jam in there.
Better pick a high ABV. Disinfect it a little bit. Disinfect your surroundings before you drink. But yeah, Tai Tuivasa, my second favorite heavyweight, right behind Derek Lewis, just as a person.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big loss for me. And Derek Lewis, if he continues to fight, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
If not, HBO or some premium cable show should give him a clip show.
You have to watch a Derek Lewis fight. There's no reason not to, but I would just like to see him have some longevity.
Yeah.
Because his first, 9 fights were epic.
Yeah.
I mean, just knocking heads.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, oh, wait a second. This dude's really, really fat.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to run around for the first 90 to 120 seconds, and then I'm going to go knock his ass out.
Yep. And that's pretty much it, too. But I will again, two of us had to weather a storm to get in there.
Yeah. He's thrown knees before. I remember watching the highlight. I can't remember the other fighter. I remember the dude got clipped in the gut, and then he came in with that knee and just about punted it over the 50-yard line.
Yeah, he's so crazy. Strong. And when he does throw that knee and it does connect, it looks like it's just getting hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah,
it looks
ridiculous. His balls hot.
Yeah, he's got to poop, man.
I got to poop, man.
Nah, he didn't hit me in the stomach. I just got to poop.
So we move on to the match that everyone was dying to see. It's Izzy and Taker. I'm going to try to make it sound like a WWE match.
Izzy and Taker.
Izzy and Taker.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I don't like either of those nicknames.
All right, well...
I mean, they do call him Izzy.
Yeah, they call him Izzy, and I'm calling Robert Whittaker Taker, though, because I miss Undertaker.
That's good, because his championship shots are dead.
Yeah, they are. So, unanimous decision here, despite the fact whatever Robert Whittaker says, you could definitely see that the champion striking is unparalleled. I mean, it's balanced. It's forceful. It's correct.
Unconventional.
Yes, unconventional, but very counter.
Yeah.
He waits, and you can tell he's very patient, and his cardio's through the roof. I mean, and we were talking about this off mic before we started. Like, this championship lineup through UFC is completely locked down right now. You have an absolute murderer's row from featherweight to heavyweight right now. So,
except maybe those really lighter weight classes are bouncing around. I don't know keep track of those, but. Yeah, from at least lightweight up to heavyweight, they're on some pretty tough competition right now.
Yeah. So, and we said earlier too, with the finish of Derek Brunson, Jared Cannonier he's setting up nicely for a title fight against Izzy. So you got to think here: can Jared bring that brutality to the match against the technical ability of the champion?
Yeah, and I would go back to the way people would talk about Anderson Silva, and they said, "Oh, well, this guy's a savage. This guy's, brutal. This guy, knocking heads off." And Anderson Silva went in there and precise, concise, almost a mathematician about it. Just would walk in there taunting them. Yeah, please try to bulldoze me.
Yeah. Right.
And I'll sleep for 3 rounds and then, knock your nose off or, make you tap and stand up and be the greatest ever. So, I see Adesanya being that guy.
Yeah, for sure. In the same weight class too.
Yeah.
That thing's passed. I mean, he's got the same build.
Yeah.
That Anderson Silva had. He's got the same
he moves
abilities. He's just even quicker.
Yeah, which is terrifying.
I don't think he has the ground that
Anderson did. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he does, but you also never have to see it.
Right.
I mean, he
unless he goes up to light heavyweight again.
Yeah.
He gets laid on.
And
for rounds.
why would you?
No, I think that experiment's done with.
Yeah. Nice try.
I never understood why guys want to, unless you just
to grab a second.
Unless you're but
I mean, he cleaned out the division before he did it.
Yeah.
Because he's back. Well, they brought the guy that looks like steroided out Ricky Martin up. the guy he beat last. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he literally looks like Ricky Martin.
You're right, he does, and I can't think of his name.
They knocked him out.
So Ricky Martin got destroyed.
Yeah. Ricardo Martin got destroyed.
Ricardo Martin,
and
that sounds all right.
And then Whittaker for the second time. Like, he's lapping fights again, just like a lot of the champions. They're lapping fighters.
And speaking of lapping Whittaker, he thinks that they can run it back for a third time. He's thinking that he said, and he didn't want to take anything away from the champ, but he said that he felt that he had won the later rounds. He got himself steady, got his feet about him, had more significant strikes.
He might have won round 5, but first 4.
Maybe. He was outclassed.
Yeah. Little tip for Robert Whittaker: start stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Come out of the gate
finish.
And have fun. I think he should maybe go fight Brunson and see what happens there.
I think Brunson really gives him a run for his money. Yeah. I think Brunson's strong, and it's going to be really hard to get inside of him. And that's kind of where you have to go against Adesanya. You have to get inside, get the takedown, and start working to the ground, but you have to get past everything else to get in there. Right. Yeah, a bunch akin to the Spider. I mean, once you got inside of him, it was almost like you got past the first level of the final boss, and then you went to the ground, and it's
and
like,
then you
oh,
realized
by the
there
way,
was a mega boss.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking 18 level black belt in jiu-jitsu.
It's a platinum belt or some shit like that.
I think at one point, No, it might not have been him, but I want to say that he did like some weird like rope choke on somebody.
Yeah.
And then just stood up and walked away. And you just look at your TV stream like, the fuck did we just watch?
We just watched someone get murdered.
Yeah.
And it happened very slowly.
Like Joe Rogan's freaking out. He's screaming into the television. God bless him.
I missed Joe Rogan's commentary because he's very good at talking about the setup into submissions, and you didn't get to hear a lot of that, like people actually getting position on the ground. Right. And that's something I missed out on. Hopefully he comes back to. And I know there's lots of controversy about him. I don't really care. I like him announcing UFC fights.
I like Cormier on.
I do like him too.
But they would do him together, and it was.
Yeah, I was gonna say do the triple threat. Him, Cormier, and Aziz, or not Aziz.
Oh damn it!
I did call him Aziz. That's not Aziz. Sorry.
I actually, you know what? I just miss Mike Goldberg so much that I can't.
Yeah, it's the guy who took over from Goldberg. He's good.
Yeah. So.
Damn it. I can't remember his name either because you said Aziz and that's all you know.
Yeah, it's stuck in my head. Yeah.
But don't worry because I'll just clear your brain out because we're going to give a quick shout out to a friend of the podcast, the Pitbull, Andre Arlovsky.
Is he really a friend of the podcast?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, we call him a friend.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, though.
I've DM'd him a couple times, and he's looked at them and never responded. So he's looking.
So why is he a friend of the podcast?
Because he looks at the messages.
Because Matt sends him literally the statement, send nudes after every fight, and he hasn't reported Matt yet.
Yeah, so
he just hasn't responded.
And that's friendly enough for me.
I'm concerned for you.
Yeah, I am too.
You should be.
You realize
he likes older, hairy Russian men.
I was going to say, you realize he's Russian, right?
I'm okay with that.
Like they lie in the shadows.
Oh,
that's what he likes. He likes
the Ruskies.
I'm fine with it.
You're okay?
All right. So going from unscripted combat to some scripted combat, real quick, we got to talk about Cody Rhodes has left AEW, and there's a rumored big push for his return to the WWE. This was initially considered a work, where everyone thought like, oh, he's going to try to turn heel, come back, and like quit, come back, and actually get into the world title. So I don't know if you watch AEW at all.
I will admit, and I apologize, I haven't watched wrestling in probably about 20 years.
That's fine.
Not a problem.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was your favorite, so I'm forgiven.
Yeah. And you're totally fine.
Yeah.
So just to give you a brief background here, Cody Rhodes is one of the founding members of AEW, and at some point he lost a match where he could no longer compete for the world title in AEW. So everyone thought this whole like I'm leaving AEW thing was to not have a contract, re-sign a contract, come on, and now there's no clauses, and I go for the title. And AEW has done stuff like this where they make very different, convoluted stories, and they make them work out.
Yeah.
No, Cody Rhodes.
This one's true.
This is true.
This is for realsies. Apparently,
it's crazy. There's all kind of rumors about him now being like troublesome in the back.
Say, whose wife did he sleep with?
No one's.
No. Yeah, he's got Brandy. He's doing fine. Yeah.
No, it looks like maybe some of his like booking power got taken away. So like he was part of making the matches and the storylines initially in the company. Looks like that got yanked from him and maybe ruffled some feathers. That's the latest reports.
There was that, and then
from the dirt sheet. So you take everything with a grain of salt.
Right, and then there was another one too, where I want to say it was Fightful when they said that there was an issue too with bringing in some bigger talent like CM Punk, and they're paying him an exorbitant amount of money to be in AEW. Yeah. And then when Cody Rhodes was renegotiating his contract, they weren't giving him the same money as CM Punk and some others, and he decided, if you're not going to pay me, a founding member and EVP, that I'm going to walk.
Fuck. Yeah.
And you know it's real too because he has a reality show and they yanked it.
Yeah.
So
thank God, because that was trash.
It was a terrible reality show. It was called Roads to the Top. It was terrible, but you could tell season 2 was being filmed, and they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, we're not going to put you on Return WWE." Yeah. So Cody Rhodes, see you later. Stardust to WWE confirmed.
Ooh, Stardust. I haven't heard that name in.
That was his old. That was his old character back. Well, Stardust was a Dusty Rhodes reference.
It's the same guy?
It's the same guy.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, stoking your memories. Yeah, so...
Had the star painted on his face?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I remember he was weird. He was kind of like...
Gold Dust.
Like
his brother.
Sexual?
Yeah. Because his brother...
Oh, that's Gold Dust.
Yeah.
So this is Gold Dust's brother.
Yeah.
Stardust.
Yes.
Okay.
So
in real life.
Yes. So Cody Rhodes actually had a really cool gimmick in WWE. It was called The Legacy. It was him and like Randy Orton and... I don't know, other guy.
DiBiase Jr.
That's it. And it was
Call me the encyclopedia.
Yeah, I love it. I just point at him. He's a Google. But yeah, they had a great stable. Cool idea, and then it all just kind of flushed down the toilet. And they're like, "Hey, man, how about you just copy your brother's gimmick and we paint your face and you be like kind of omnisexual? How do you feel about that?" He was like, "I'll do it. It's money, right?"
Yeah, so you're paying me, right?
It's money.
Well, then he tried to take a comic book villain, which was really cool for like a month, and then WWE
knocked it down. So I mean, I hope that he's getting something that he wants out of this, but also too, I don't care
if he does not show up in polka dot tights like his dad when he came to WWE. I'm gonna be
get out of my face.
Yeah, I don't even care anymore.
I don't even give a shit, man. So there's gonna be lots going on because also the rumor is that he's gonna get a huge push during WrestleMania, and we've already seen initial reactions to the WrestleMania card that's still in flux. Very low. The approval rating is in the basement. So this may add a boost. If Vince McMahon can get one of the founding members of AEW to defect to WWE
right before Mania, that would be good.
Big push.
And also your favorite wrestler, Stone Cold Steve Austin, is rumored to come back for Mania.
He's also rumored to come back, which would be fantastic.
Wait, is he still doing Tide commercials while he's wrestling?
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Switch to cold water, motherfucker.
Can he
with Ice Cube? I mean,
can he smash somebody in the face
not Ice
with
Cube,
a Tide
Ice-T,
Pod?
sorry.
I just want to see a Tide Pod just whack.
Shove it in his mouth.
I would love that.
Eat this, kids.
Yeah. Instead of Coors, he's getting Tide Pods thrown at him. Dumping it over him. Or the bottles.
Looking at Michael Cole like, throw it this way.
It's time to wash this vest.
He's really got to catch it this earth.
Oh, yeah. It'd be Pat McAfee, and he'll just launch like an 80-mile-an-hour fastball at him and rip his hand off.
Instead of like the little like 25 load one, they throw the 96 load one from Sam's Club.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah, and other big news, after WrestleMania craps to bed and everybody's feeling bad about it, AEW is coming to Pittsburgh the week of April 20th.
Yeah, 420, baby.
For Dynamite and Rampage.
Yeah,
so.
which is cool.
I'll see you there, everybody.
And also, too, they always film
I'll be
some
wearing my
dark
Decane
stuff,
with the
too.
boys t-shirt.
Yeah. And they always film some dark stuff, too.
I think they do it all on the same night, too. So you buy a ticket, and you're probably there from 7 to midnight.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty cool.
And AEW takes me from 6 to midnight, so good stuff.
Wow.
Comedies.
Did I break you on that one, man?
Yeah, that was a good.
Especially if CM Punk and Wardlow come out. That domination session. Woo.
Old muscle tits.
Yeah. Powerbomb him again, baby.
Do it again.
You guys are into this stuff.
Spit on him first this time.
One more time.
You'll just hear somebody in the nosebleeds going, it's me.
The $20 ticket. You get to show it. So we're going to move on into a segment I love. I really love this segment now, especially when I get two very skilled brewers in front of me because I get to ask questions and I get to learn something. But
There's a very skilled brewer in front of you?
Yes.
Just one right in front of him.
Two.
Me off to his cockeye here.
Yeah. My weird peripheral doesn't work anymore. But before we do that, we have an armada of beer.
We're doing another one?
Select another.
So now for your enjoyment, we have the Imperial Milk Stout, sweet to death. Again, Dak just tore this artwork apart. It's amazing.
Yeah. My favorite can out of everything you brought today for the artwork.
And what I'll do too, I'll make sure I'm going to take nice shots of everything, and it's all going to be on Instagram, so you'll be able to check that out. And then I'll tag your artist too.
Yeah, you're going to be on overtime with photographs.
I always am, man.
That's fine. That means we get to drink shift beers after.
So
absolutely.
This is a 9.1 Imperial Milk Stout. Pretty straightforward, base stout recipe. A little bit of Madagascar vanilla in there.
Yeah.
But nothing too fancy.
We always like to say it
I'm
too,
not seeing
man.
the Mad a lot of this one.
It's we always like to say it too. I'm glad you chose a very cheap ingredient like vanilla that you can just go right out and it's like in the mud of Pennsylvania. You just stick your hand in and you just pull up a whole bushel.
So there's a website, it's like Spice Rack or something. They sell an extract. It's a bourbon vanilla extract that I like to use. That was brought to me by another brewer. 32-ounce bottle, $112.
That actually doesn't sound too bad, but
No.
that's about the going. That's
Fucking appreciate this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this is incredible.
In defense of that vanilla bean, I can smell it.
Yes, I can taste it.
No, Can we go back and talk about the Beyond Pluto first? Though?
Oh, that's right. I apologize. Yeah, so the Beyond Pluto.
I fucking loved it.
I crushed it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I crushed it so quickly that I forgot to talk about it. No, I love it, man.
Thank you.
And it's a sneaky triple, like you were saying.
It is. It's all of 10%, and when it first came off, it was so stinking soft. I thought, man, people are gonna like melt their brains with this thing.
Yeah,
which is cool because the next one that we have coming out, if you're familiar with some brewing stuff, a newer ingredient out is called Phantasm, out of New Zealand, and the next triple is going to have Phantasm. So it's going to be a 10% Hawaiian Punch Bomb.
I was hoping that you would say, because I've been dying for anyone to call a beer, boy. That's all I want.
You've been rooting for it for a while.
I really have been.
I'm not sure if it would clear approvals.
Yeah, I probably would. It would be B-O-O-Y. with the tall man on the
maybe ended in an I.
Yeah, boy. Do that, boy.
Crispy boy.
And it can be it can be Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
With the clock.
Yeah.
But like in the same cut as the tall man.
Aren't you so happy you have your label artist already and it's not this guy?
Absolutely.
I mean, your vision's there. Your execution's probably not.
It's stick figures.
Yeah.
So in that Beyond Pluto, I think, and it's not a stretch given the name, but I think I can taste Galaxy hops. Yeah. Anything else in that, hop-wise?
Yeah, there is Triumph, Summit, Vic's Secret, and Cashmere.
Killers row for me.
I'm sorry. It's Simcoe. I used a Simcoe.
I was getting dankiness in there.
Simcoe oil.
Nice. Okay.
That's your pininess.
There you go.
Definitely can get that Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Galaxy's good. In there. That Vic's Secret, you can get that. You'll get a little bit of that dankness out of Vic's Secret.
Yeah. That's what I live for. The dank.
The dank.
Yeah, the dank.
The Dankatorium.
So we are going to move into the Brewer's Corner, the Brewer's Advice Corner. This is where I get to kick off my shoes, but not really because I don't want to freak you guys out. I just want to hear you guys answer some of the questions that I've gotten from some people online and some that I just found myself that I found them pretty interesting. I just want to hear how your guys take on it. So this actually did come from a listener, and they asked, can you talk about the differences between canning and bottling? And that's, the pros and cons, what's better for home brewing, and what is a common price point for each? Like any kind of thing you want to cover on that.
So I'll go first because I only have experience with bottles, and then Ben can do the side-by-side.
Okay.
And I'll just say that bottling right now, this time of year, I'm buying a case of bottles for roughly $15 a case. So it's gone up quite a bit in the last couple years, but there's been a shortage since COVID and everything. But it works fine. You can reuse bottles as long as you clean them well.
Yep.
Caps are cheap still.
Yeah.
And that's all I really got. I mean, keep them out of direct sunlight.
Yeah.
That's one advantage to cans, I can say. I personally like to drink cans better now. In the last decade, that's changed for me. But bottles are fine for home brewers. Just whatever you're comfortable with. I just know canning's a bit more of an investment up front to get your stuff in a can and get it sealed over bottling. Cause I can only say that comfortably because a bottle cap crimper is like $15. But so other than that, I'll give it over to the guy who's canned and bottled before.
So now that I've canned, I hate bottling. So I will bottle, obviously, some different things, but as we go on. But I mean, canning is king. The sunlight factor, that's huge. For a home brewer, I just don't see it being economically worth it to really
can.
Because I mean, if you want to do it correctly, you can't use the bottling wand. So if you're trying to use the bottling wand to fill cans, your beer is going to taste like a wet paper bag in about 4 days.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So then you have to invest in a seamer, so that baseline is $350 to $400, and then you have to invest in a counter pressure filler, so you're talking another $2,500.
Yeah.
To hand it out to your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's where it dropped. Like the seamer was not prohibitive to me.
Right.
The counter pressure filler was, and then cans. the price went up a bit, but it was hard to get them. So if you got them, you had to get them in bulk.
Yeah.
So it's storage as well.
You're buying like 4 or 5 cases at a time, and they aren't cheap in that capacity. I buy pallets of them.
Oh,
so
okay.
You have to go big.
I'm getting them for 14 to 16 cents a piece. Whereas, like, if he would buy a case of them, he's probably paying like $1.50 per can.
Oh, wow.
Plus tops.
Yeah.
And at his level, it's probably another 15 cents.
Yeah.
Or he could just take labels off of bottles and fill them.
Yeah.
So
that underground shit.
Yeah.
I've graduated from that. I at least buy blank
really?
ball. Yeah, I buy mostly blanks or.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
I
lot
used
of
to take labels off of everything.
Well, I used to too, especially when I was just like before I had kegs and stuff. When I was bottling everything, I went that way a lot. But like recently, I think I got some off of you and a couple other people that were switching from bottles to cans. That was great. So Bell's Obscure Brewing had a great deal on bottles, and I bought cases and cases for very, very cheap, and they were very, very nice to invite me back over and over again to get more bottles. So yeah, I mean, I look for deals, but baseline right now from your local homebrew store, about $15 in Pittsburgh here.
So the question I had then too, in terms of like cans and bottles, so the artwork that goes on, I mean, I think they each have their own advantages as well. I think with cans, if you're actually getting a can like wrap, you have more space to cover with art. And I think with bottles, you have more of a surface space to like use. Like we use stickers and tape and stuff like that, but they're great. I mean, Sticker Mule's been great to me on the podcast, and I think that's another thing too. The thing about home brewing versus pro brewing and the cans versus bottles is the way we display them.
Yeah.
If I can, that's where my acumen probably would go to, because I'm not thinking about getting the contents in the bottle. I think about getting the bottle to people.
Yeah.
And I think that's again where cans benefit the pro brewer. I mean, you're putting, especially Ben distributing this 100%. You're putting that on the shelf. You got all that artwork on there, drawing people in. Me, it's a way to get my beer to my buddy or a competition or something. It just needs. I mean, I use just shipping labels sometimes, and like.
Yeah,
I get fancy with it and stamp our logo,
which I love,
and then handwrite it. Yeah. But then there's some like for fun we put our artwork for the thing on Sticker Mule.
Yeah.
But even Sticker Mule, even with their great deals, I usually hit them up for doing that for a full size production on a pro brewing system of any size is super costly.
Yeah, I'm sure. So running that down, we're looking at, home brewing versus pro brewing. Home brewing, we're going to lean towards bottles, and pro brewing, we're going to lean towards canning.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I thought we were going to go with that too.
Yeah, I don't think you see a lot of local breweries
think of any.
doing bottles. I mean, even Penn, I think, is doing a lot of
Penn's
cans,
probably
or they're still bottles.
They're probably
they're doing.
I think they're still bottles.
They're still the bottles, yeah. Especially when you go buy it from like.
But I mean, that's an old school established. Like probably them in church are doing bottles, but all the smaller craft brewers in Pittsburgh, I think, are in cans.
And I think too, it's about longevity of the beer too. Like you said, and then you said too, like the sunlight factor. Like you can keep a can on a shelf for way longer than you can.
I mean, with some exceptions, like you see your barley wines and your high ABV, your wax tops going in bottles at places. But that's a limited run.
Special releases are going in bottles.
But even Gratitude from East End this year's
it's in cans, 12-ounce cans even.
So what I like to do is I like to get cans of like smoothie sours and like leave them and age them and
in the backseat of your car.
Of my car.
And then you have a cool spray paint effect in the backseat.
That sounds like a backstory.
It's called art.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
That's what they call it these days. Yeah. So this question actually came from our friends over, and these are actually our friends over at Black Forge Coffee Shop, and we make jokes, but these guys actually do like us. We make the Kicking Kitty Porter with their stuff and some other beers as well. They asked us.
Best brunch ever with that one, by the way.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Nice. If you use coffee beans in a porter or a stout or any kind of beer whatsoever, does that beer now have caffeine in it?
Yeah.
Technically, in a very watered down amount.
I mean, it's going to be probably like 1/10 of a milligram or something.
It's like marginal at best.
But you're putting caffeine. It's getting the flavor of the coffee is getting extracted with the caffeine from that bean. Yeah. But it's in instead of I don't know, a bag of coffee. You're gonna brew a handful of pots out of it. It's going in 5 gallons or more gallons. For me, we do 1 pound in 10 gallons of beer. So it's getting that diluted.
Yeah. So so it's more about extracting the flavor than it is extracting.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's I mean, caffeine's just kind of a byproduct carryover.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's never intentional, but you can't unless you get decaf coffee, which would be weird.
Yeah, that's not. We don't talk about decaf coffee here in the Jojitorium.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, that's blasphemy.
You got it.
But it's funny that when we talk about like caffeine and beer, everyone likes to bring up. If you remember the Drew Carey show, the Buzz beer, where it was like their caffeine content was like 200 milligrams per bottle or some shit like that. So like basically, you're doing dumb things way faster.
You just crush your butthole in the morning.
You have to be, man. Like you wake up and just like everyone get out of the way.
Wasn't there? Didn't somebody do an alcoholic like energy drink for a while?
Yeah, Four Loko.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, people were fucking ended up in the hospital and shit.
People were like breaking into zoos and shit after drinking.
Yeah. I'm not going to name any names, but I know a certain former coworker of mine that would slam one before he entered the arena.
Oh my god!
I mean, that might help your day out in that field.
No. Nope.
I drank a C4 for the first time today, and I felt like my skin was on fire. So I can only imagine like drinking a Four Loko. Was it the original blend of those things?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he would.
Doesn't it also like taste like battery acid?
Yes.
It's not like nothing's.
I've had like a 3-ounce taste in it. It hurt.
I like how you called it a 3-ounce taste. It's like this is classy.
Yeah.
When I get my Jaeger bombs, I just slowly sip them.
It was here. Try this. Took it. Went.
Yeah.
God, my tongue came out of my mouth, looked at me, slapped me, went back in.
It's like, and begrudgingly went back in too. It's like, you're going to do that again, aren't
stomped and said, fucking do this again. I'm out.
I'm a monster and bang, man.
Yeah. I would say, C4 has pre-workout in it. I didn't know that. It's got like pre-workout.
I've always got high blood pressure. I can only drink like one a month now anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm on coffee.
I started about a year and a half ago. I started using a product from AML Supplements.
Okay.
It's a powder and it's a non-crash. It's about $30 for 30 servings. Mm-hmm. Should probably look into it. I'll send you the information.
Yeah,
but it's
sure.
No sugar, no taurine, because that taurine's gonna make you crash.
That's the tweaker stuff. Yeah, I had this stuff for a while called Sneak that I really enjoyed, and it was kind of the same way. It was like it gave you like a natural boost. It wasn't too crazy.
It's called
Dopa
Rush. That's what.
Yeah. It's
good stuff. I mean,
shoot that our way. We'll use it on the next brew day.
Yeah. And we'll put it in the beer.
Efficiency. No, we will not.
That's a bad idea.
We'll put Sneak in the beer.
No, we will not.
So the last question here that we got, and this is actually for me, because it's something I wanted to know about. How do you seek out collaborations from other brewers?
It's just becoming friends with people and talking, and I mean, one that just came up with we haven't set any timetable or anything, but another brewery was like, "Hey man, congratulations!" First 15 minutes the announcement came out on Fuel by Hops, and he's like, "Yeah, it's it's the place I first started, my first commercial brewing." I was like, "Well, let's go, bro. As soon as we get set up, let's do something." He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And it's always like a give and take sort of thing. So, I have where is it? This guy here. So it's 3 breweries, myself, Mondays, and Lynx. So we did one at Mondays, all on tap, and we did one at my place, all in cans. Nice. So it's just it's figuring out what works for everybody. Sammy at Mondays doesn't have cans, so now he has cans.
Cool.
And I'm not on tap in that many places, so now I'm on tap.
Yeah.
So
mutually beneficial.
Yeah. It's got to work for everybody.
And it gets Lynx in both because they're they're pretty exclusive to where they serve theirs.
Yeah, he's I think you'll see him a little bit more mainstream, but I mean they have their golf niche, so if you're not a golfer, you may have not even known they existed. So
yeah, and for me, I'm like the angel of death for collabs because I've collabed with Couch and I've collabed with Fury and I collabed with both of them on one. And well, couches.
We're never doing a beer.
Growing and changing. No. I don't want you to revoke. I've also done homebrew collabs with like Doortop, and they're doing.
Yeah,
great.
they're doing fine.
So
right now, we should call them.
It was months.
Can we
to years after I did those collabs where I enjoyed to death those places. And our beers did well. Four Horsemen
did very well.
I say, can we resurrect Four Horsemen, but then like make me Jesus or something on the label?
I mean, you got to talk to Nacho about that.
Yeah.
But I know Nacho would love to resurrect it.
For sure, yeah. And then they
and so would Justin.
Randomly found like a barrel-aged version of it just hiding out the one day.
Yeah.
I may or may have not collected some hardware that still had the Four Horsemen rye as a collar on it.
Well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah.
No, it's empty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just still had the collar on it.
It had the collar on it. Yeah.
So we're moving on here to what's on tap and where can you find us. So before we jump into what's on tap here in the Brew Lab and the Jojitorium, Ben, what's on tap at your place right now, and where can we find your beer?
So, I mean, newest beer is going to be In the Trees, the collab with Mondays and Links. That is going out into stores tomorrow. So you'll see a Colonial Beer, Bridge City Beverage. It's too late to announce it now, but we're having a sampling at Bridge City Beverage tomorrow. So on Sunday, you've missed it.
But go get the beer.
Go get the beer.
Go get the beer. Go get the beer. Yeah, it's also taking a ride up to Paris's Cap and Cork up in Erie. I do distribute up to Erie County about once a month. So we'll be on tap up there as well as cans.
Awesome. Okay.
And Honey Brown. Honey Brown will probably next week. Nobody decided to buy it this week, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of my mainstays, and everybody was kind of like, no, we're good. And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Next week's in
I got 25 cases, assholes. Let's go.
I'll say a case.
No, Mike's got it. So, shout out to Allie and Mike. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adam, what's on tap and where can you find us?
I'm enjoying these beers. Man, all that's left, Crushed by the Fist of God is going to be our big one on tap here. We're halfway through it now. I have to bottle more of it, but there are going to be bottles available if anybody wants to take it home and try it, or you can try it right down here in the Jojitorium. The Bellini Brut is almost out. It's only on tap. The Gruit is also only on tap. I don't know when it's going to kick, so I don't want to promise bottles to anybody. And then Clouds, our new hazy IPA, went on Sunday for the Super Bowl.
Nice.
It's coming in at 6.4%. It is hopped with Columbus. Oh, boy. Mosaic. There's another one. Sabro, and then dry hopped with a little bit of Citra and a lot of Mosaic.
Wonderful.
So there's that one. And that's our lowest at 6.4.
Yeah.
And then coming up for St. Patrick's Day, a whole keg's promised somewhere, but we'll have a limited amount of that on here in the Jojitorium as soon as I get some space.
Nice Irish red.
Yeah, it'll be ready to go into kegs next week, but it's whether I have keg space available.
Yeah.
So if you want to see what's going on with Arboretum Trail, it's Arboretum Trail Brewing Co. on all social media. It's Instagram and Facebook, and their website, arboretumtrailbrewing.com. If you know what's going on with Adam down here in the Brew Lab and the Jojitorium, it's at @batch_brew on all social media, Facebook and Instagram. He's also on Untapped. And if you want to know what's going on with the boys down here in the Jojitorium, we are at DWTB on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can send your questions, comments, and whatevs into decayandwtb@gmail.com.
And birthdays. Speaking of which, happy birthday to our favorite cable guy, Larry the Cable Guy. Happy birthday, brother.
Wow. That came out of nowhere.
You just saved shit.
I do.
Back pocket just ripping it.
It's always there. I take a shotgun pointed at you.
It's when he tries. It's usually when he tries to end the show.
Yeah.
It's like, here it comes.
Hey, that's a legit birthday today too.
It is.
Larry the Cable
Is it
Guy.
Legit?
It's legit. It's his birthday today.
Also,
No, I know it's his birthday, but
I made him up
is
for
he
the first
legit?
couple episodes. Oh, he's not legit. His name's like Henry.
Okay.
he's from Miami.
All right.
Yeah.
He talks like I do.
Enrique Escobar is his name.
Yeah, fucking Christ.
I just made him instantly from Miami when you said Florida.
Don't forget that we are on Redbubble. You can find our links to get our shirts and coffee mugs and stickers and everything else. And if you send in your order I will send you some other stuff too. We have some limited edition stickers and some buttons, and I'll send them your way. So if
it's your birthday, you'll get extra stickers and buttons.
Tons of stickers and buttons.
Just let us know what your birthday is.
And if you're Andre Ovlosky, you'll also get DMs.
Yeah,
I'll DM the fuck out of you, dude.
I'm really fascinated by this.
We'll talk off.
I'll send you Bash Brew stickers if it's your birthday.
Yes. And don't forget, too, we drop our audio on Sundays and our YouTube on Mondays and listener polls on Tuesdays. So if you want to hang out with us, of course, just check out all that, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Does nothing for you and everything for us. So we can continue to grow and have cool people on like Ben, Steffen. So again, I want to thank you, Ben, for coming on. Yeah, thank you for taking time out to hang out with us and bring us delicious beers. And we're going to drink the rest of these when the camera goes off. And then we're going to talk about Andre Arlovsky.
Can't wait.
We're going to drink those while we celebrate the birthdays of Ed Sheeran, Denise Richards, and Michael Bay. Boom, 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 boom.
What is happening?
So from where we are in the Jojitorium celebrating Ed Sheeran's birthday to where you are listening to
Denise Richards.
this podcast. Until next time, cheers.